Alright guys, welcome to the Wrestling Angle. We are in the midst of WrestleMania week, and it's real exciting. I think it is anyways. A little bit, I'm going to get something out of the way a little bit here. I had planned on doing a stream earlier today, but I had some things going on during the day that didn't allow me to do it. And then I was going to do it earlier tonight, but I needed to be in Lagnarok's stream because it is Lady Lag's birthday. And I just want to send... I sang happy birthday to her in his Discord, and I just want to send out a happy birthday to her. And I wanted to make sure that I got on tonight because I'm not going to have the opportunity to stream tomorrow. So what we're talking about tonight is one, the Hall of Fame, which took place tonight. It's actually still going on. I was going to have it playing on my iPad while I did my stream, but I think it's going to be too distracting for me. So I'm just going to not have that playing in the background. But we're going to talk about the inductees for both the 2020 class and the 2021 class. And then I'm going to talk about night 1 and 2 of NXT Takeover. And this stream's going to be a little bit different than all my previous streams. We're going to talk about the matches one by one. So similar to what I did for the Royal Rumble with my buddy Gary, which, by the way, he will be my special guest on this Thursday stream at 9 o'clock. We are going to be discussing night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania. We're going to go match by match, similar to what we're going to do tonight, but we're going to get someone else's opinion and see what he thinks, and maybe get a little bantering back and forth between the two of us. Although most of the time we agree on pretty much everything. But we're have similar thinking to what we think is going to happen. But he may surprise me and go in a completely different direction, and that's what this stream is all about. I encourage everybody to give me their opinions in chat, and I'm going to encourage Gary to give me his opinions on Thursday night. So it's always a blast to have him on. This is going to be our second stream together. We did a Royal Rumble stream back in January, and it got a lot of traction. And they decided to bring him back for the big show, and we're going to do that Thursday night. So there's going to be no stream tomorrow, but I'm going to have a stream Thursday night to talk about WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. And I want to welcome in Logan Matthew Berry. How you doing, buddy?
Hello. It's John C.
It was good to see you in lag stream. It was my pleasure to support that stream tonight, definitely. And it was good to see you in there too, Logan. I don't know if you heard me, but we're going to talk about NXT Night 1 and 2 tonight, and then I'm also going to talk about the Hall of Fame. So we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame first, who went in 2020, and who is going in this year. So let's get right into it. What they did this year is really, my birthday's on 3/23, so we have so that makes you an Aries, correct? Because that's what I am. I'm an Aries. So my dad's birthday is actually on the 19th, 18th or 19th, one of those days. I always get them confused because my mom's birthday is in March, and then my birthday is in March, and then my stepdad's birthday is in March. So I get my mom and my stepdad's birthday confused all the time. Okay, so let's talk about the 2020 Hall of Fame. So this year, or last year I should say, they didn't have the Hall of Fame because of COVID. And we all know how WrestleMania turned out. And but I don't want to talk about that. That's in the past. We're getting past COVID here, and but it was a very interesting show tonight for what I got to see. So the 2020 inductees were JBL, the Bella Twins, Jushin Thunder Liger, who is one of my personal favorites, the NWO, which consisted of Hulk Hogan, X-Pac or Sean Waltman, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, the British Bulldog, which is one that I was really looking forward to, and let me tell you why. Because I've actually got a chance to talk back and forth with British Bulldog's daughter, and I was a huge fan of him and Dynamite Kid. I'm a big tag team wrestling guy, and I love the Bulldogs, and I love watching their matches, and especially their matches with the Hart Foundation. William Shatner was a celebrity, and Titus O'Neil won the Warrior Award. So I got to see the 2021, and a little bit of the 2021. So I thought the NWO's induction was pretty cool. They came out to the NWO music. Hulk Hogan is now a two-time Hall of Famer. Actually, they're all two-time Hall of Famers because Waltman went in with DX, and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash went in by themselves. So that's pretty cool, you know. And Hogan is going to be hosting one of the nights with Titus O'Neil. I don't know if they're splitting it or not. I would think they would. So one of them is going to be hosting one night, and the other is going to be hosting the other. I like the addition of the Warrior Award. You know what? He came out and he looked like he could hardly walk. I'll tell you what. I met him. I think I mentioned this last night. I met him at a comic convention 2 years ago. Both him, Scott Hall, and Eric Bischoff, and got to see him walk into the booth where he was signing, and the guy can hardly walk. I mean, he played basketball before he wrestled. So yeah, he's in bad shape. You can tell his knees are in bad shape. Scott Hall, surprisingly enough, is in better shape than Kevin Nash. I mean, Scott Hall's got all those years of doing the drugs and all that stuff. So, yeah, he looked in really bad shape. He's still pretty jacked, though. I will say that. Just the lower half of his body is just in bad shape. So, 2021, what I got to see was Rob Van Dam, Great Khali, and Molly Holly. I got to see all of them inducted. I'm going to go back and watch Kane and Eric Bischoff. The one thing that I really like about is they do like I can't think of the name of it, what they call it. Yeah, he looked like he could hardly. They were running down. You know what? Too that going back to when they helped him, it made no sense because they were rivals. It made sense when DX came down and helped Triple H, but NWO coming down to help Sting, it didn't make any sense. So I'm gonna go back and watch the rest of the Hall of Fame with my daughter's actually down there watching it now, and I'm gonna go back and watch it later on. So let's talk about night one of NXT. I got some stuff going on tomorrow, and I'm not going to be able to do a stream, so I decided to do one tonight, which threw off my schedule completely, but that's okay. It'll free me up tomorrow to watch NXT, and I'm not going to do a review show on both NXT nights. It's going to be too much for me, especially with the stream that I'm going to be doing with my buddy Gary on Thursday, which, Logan, if you get a chance, come back and come back to that stream. That's going to be a fun stream. My buddy Gary has, if not more knowledge than I do when it comes to wrestling, and it's our Royal Rumble stream was really fun. I had a good time, and if I can get people into the chat where we can interact, I can let him interact with you guys too. So we're going to be doing it through Zoom, so he's going to be on one screen and then I'm going to be on another screen. You're going to see both of our faces on the one screen. I haven't figured out how to split my screen and screen. I can't even talk. My screen and Streamlabs. So I'm just going to do it the way I did it for the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I guess you could probably go either way on it. It either made sense or it didn't make sense. Either way, it was really cool to see them come down and basically lay out DX. The only thing that really kind of pissed me off about that match is that Triple H should have lost that match. Sting should have went over, and but it is what it is. Thank goodness Triple H is not on WrestleMania this year, which I'm really surprised. I would love to have a WrestleMania where he's not on, Shane McMahon's not on, Stephanie doesn't show up somewhere along the line. McMahon hasn't been on the WrestleManias for a while now, and give the basically when they're on the show, they take the spot for a young guy, and anybody that's ever listened to these wrestlers talk know that it's WrestleMania is the show. WWE is where you want to go. They may not treat their wrestlers the best, but everybody's goal when they're a wrestler is to get to WWE. Yeah, it should have been Sting and Taker. Yeah, it should have been Sting and Taker. That's my dream match, and now it's only going to happen if Taker goes to AEW, and then I think it would have to be a cinematic match, and which I think they could get away with, but. Sting was pretty beat up during that cinematic match he had with Darby Allin against Team Taz. So, but that's the only way I think it would happen, is if it was a cinematic match. So, okay, so let's get into night one, which takes place tomorrow night, April 7th, and it's taking place on the USA Network. Yeah, it would be a slap in the face, but you know what? It was rumored that he was going. So, that rumor was put out there back when they had the surprise who it was going to be, and it turned out to be Christian. Which I originally said that was a real letdown, but it makes sense now because after seeing his first match, he has a lot to offer AEW, and I'll tell you what, it would be a big get for AEW if they got Taker, but I don't think he would ever do that to Vince. Him and Vince are best friends, so I don't think he would ever do that unless he had Vince's blessing, which Big Show did. Big Show had Vince's blessing, and I believe Christian did too, as well. Or at least he didn't have Vince's blessing, but he had Triple H's blessing. So, but yeah, Taker and AEW would be nuts. I mean, I would go crazy. So, so night one of NXT takes place on the USA Network. It looks like the main event that's going to be for that show is the NXT Women's Title match, Raquel Gonzalez versus Io Shirai. And I have been pushing. What's up, Eli? This is for you, my friend.
Hello. John C.
Welcome into the stream. And thanks for joining me tonight. We're talking about NXT night one and night two. So I think what we're going to see is this main event, which is going to be the NXT Women's Title match. It's Raquel Gonzalez versus Io Shirai, and it's night two. Night two, it's going to be on the Peacock Network. I think it's going to be simulcast. It's going to be on both the Peacock Network and USA. So I think we're going to see Raquel take this belt. Io Shirai has really brought, how can I say, credibility to the women's belt, which they lost when Shayna Baszler had it. And the only reason I say that is because Shayna she was a good heel champion, but as far as holding the belt all together, I didn't like the way she defended it. And I think Io Shirai has really brought credibility to the belt, but I think it's her time to give it up, and we're going to see Raquel Gonzalez win that belt tomorrow. Because when Rhea Ripley left NXT, Raquel Gonzalez just stepped right in there. And she's the next big thing down there. And I would imagine you're probably going to see her, if she wins the belt, break away from Dakota Kai. And so, I can't say enough good things about Raquel Gonzalez. I wanted her to be in the Royal Rumble. She wasn't in the Royal Rumble. And I just think that, I think it's her time. I really do. We're going to get a triple threat match for the vacant NXT titles. It's MSK versus the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Legado di Fantasma. I think we're going to see MSK win this, and because they were Dusty Cup winners, and they were really pushed to the moon when they first came in. Obviously, they came from Impact. They were the Rascals in Impact, and the only one that didn't come with them was Trey Miguel, and he's doing his own thing in Impact. He's actually doing a good job down there. But I think we're going to see MSK win this belt. So Logan says, I wasn't going to watch Mania, but one of my streamers I watch is doing a Discord watch party. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I would probably do something like that. The only thing is, I wouldn't want to get kicked off Twitch, and I don't know the rules. I don't have a Discord. I'm in the process of making one, but I'm seeing that they're really good for the community to talk to the streamers and communicate with the streamers. And I really like lags. I also like aim fixes. And there's a couple other people I'm in their Discords too. So hoping that by Thursday I'm going to have some transition screens added in to make the stream look a little bit more professional. I'm going to work on that tomorrow in between my time that I have some stuff I got to do during the day. But I'm hoping to get that taken care of. So we'll see. We'll see how it comes out. Next up, we're going to have the NXT UK title match, Tommaso Ciampa versus Walter. I think this match is probably going to steal the show. And I think Tommaso Ciampa has something to prove. And I really think that Walter has a lot to prove, because he hasn't been seen over here in the U.S. all that much. And unless you watch NXT UK, You don't get to see them. And I don't personally watch NXT UK. It's just too much wrestling for me. I mean, I love wrestling, but you know, there's wrestling on every night of the week, and I watch it during the day and all that stuff. If I'm not watching regular TV, I'm watching wrestling. So I have to give up on one show or two shows, and NXT UK is one of them, and then uh, Impact is another one. You know what I should say is I don't stream about Impact. I watch it. It's going to be a lot easier to watch it when it moves to Thursday nights. So we're basically going to have wrestling on every night of the week. So your top 5 streamers. Number 1, Lag. I agree with that. Number 2, Doe Slayer. He is hilarious. I love that guy. Number 3, Wrestling Angle. Well, I appreciate that, Logan. You didn't have to put me in there, buddy. I'm just a small streamer. Those guys really, I look up to each and every one of them. Aim Fix, definitely. Aim really brings the hype, and I love watching his streams too. And then Canada Cat, I can't say enough things about Canada Cat. She's awesome. I mean, the Call of the Wild community is something that I've never experienced before. You know, yeah, I've had close friendships and all that type of stuff, but this is truly a community, and I am proud to be part of it. Even though I don't stream Call of the Wild, I'm gonna once they get the bugs fixed. But I also need to get a screen that looks like a streamer screen going on there too. And but you know, that's down the road. So I don't think we're gonna see Tommaso Ciampa win this belt. Walter needs to be well, I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. And you know what? I appreciate you being in this stream and keeping me going in chat. And that means a lot. You know, everything everybody's done for me, going right down to the people that watch me, the people that have followed me, to the guy that helped me create this channel with my logo, and my buddy Gary, and my family, who, you know, my wife is probably getting sick and tired of hearing me talk about all these streamers, but I feel like they're my second family, and I love watching these guys stream, and you know, like I stated in the past, that Lag Stream and Aim Fix's stream has gotten me through some pretty rough spots in the past 6 months. So that's, you know, that's it. But I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate everybody that contributes to the stream. So we're gonna get next up. We're gonna get a gauntlet eliminator for the NXT North American title shot, and so the participants, which was decided by last week's show, Leon Ruff is going to be the first one in. He's going to face Isaiah Swerve Scott. Then Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Dexter Loomis, and then LA Knight as the final participant. And then the winner gets to challenge Johnny Gargano on night 2. Which I'm really glad that they're doing that, and they're putting it on night 2, because I didn't like what they did with Roman Reigns when he defended the belt right after the not the Hell in a Cell, but the Elimination Chamber, where he fought Daniel Bryan. And obviously Daniel Bryan had already gotten his ass kicked in the Elimination Chamber, and so it just didn't make any sense. So I'm glad that they're doing it that way. Yeah, lag has helped me through a lot of stuff too, Logan. I don't know if I've told you this or not. I've mentioned it on stream before, but I don't know if I've mentioned it to you. I suffer from severe anxiety, and these guys have helped me get through some rough times. And the anxiety got so bad that I had to quit my job because it was causing. I had to quit 2 jobs actually. One that didn't only lasted 2 days, and another one that I had been there for 7 years. And I kicked myself for quitting that job because it was in a bank, and I have worked retail for the majority of my life, and when I finally got into a bank, it was the right hours for me, and it allowed me to spend the holidays with my family and stuff like that. So I'm looking to get back into banking, but obviously not taking care of people face to face. So, and unfortunately, because of what I did to yeah, it's not something that I did when I first started streaming. I did a shoot interview style stream, and I went off on my former employer, and it wasn't pretty. And that was before I was streaming to both Facebook and YouTube, and I'm really glad that it didn't hit Facebook or YouTube for that matter. A lot of the people that I work with don't know what Twitch is, and it was something I felt like I needed to do to get some closure on that part of my life, and so. But I'm also a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. So if I wasn't home, I wouldn't be able to help my kids through this time with their schooling. Not so much my daughter, but my son. And so for that, everything happens for a reason. So yeah, we talked about that in one of the other streams too, Logan. And I was bullied as a kid too, so I know where you're coming from. I get it. I think a lot of my anxiety issues stem from my childhood and being picked on as a kid. And that's why I'm so passionate about wrestling, because wrestling has gotten me through a lot of shitty stuff that has taken place in my childhood. So, I'm 49 years old now, and I'm just learning how to control my anxiety. So, but like I said, everything happens for a reason, and that's why I'm so passionate about wrestling, because it's helped me through a lot of stuff. So I think, going back to what I was talking about with this Gauntlet Eliminator, I think we're probably going to see Dexter Lumis come out the winner in this one. And here's why. I think because he has a feud going on with Johnny Gargano in the way. And And I think it makes sense that he wins this Gauntlet Eliminator. And plus, he's the fifth participant in it. So he's going to end up facing Cameron Grimes or Bronson Reed. And it's probably going to be Cameron Grimes. And then he's going to face LA Knight. So I think we're probably going to see Dexter Lumis win this one. Eli says, I feel like the internet is a good place, but can be bad at the same place because people are there to help you because, like, they haven't seen you or your personality. Yeah, I agree. Streaming has really helped me. It's helped me step out of my comfort zone. And even though I'm in the comfort of my own house and I'm in front of a camera, I can tell you my very first stream, I was nervous as hell. I only had one person watching me, and and that person never jumped in chat, and I figured, well, you know what? Hey, one person watching me is better than no people watching me. And, through Lags community and Aim Fix and Canada Cat, I've gained you guys as followers because you wouldn't have known who I was. Aim Fix went out and he admitted that he didn't even know I was a streamer. And because, I'm not going to go into someone else's stream and say, hey, come watch my stream. That's I don't know all the streamer etiquette, but I know that's not right. And I know the very first night that I watched Lag, which was back in January, someone in his stream actually accused me of self-promoting. And I had said, I had apologized to Lag, and I said, I'm not self-promoting. I just, you asked me what my name meant, and I told him. I told him I was a streamer, and, and that's what the name meant. And, so it is what it is, and I can't remember who it was, and I don't really care. It doesn't matter. It's water over the bridge, and I would never go into someone else's stream and self-promote, obviously, because AimFix didn't even know I was a streamer. Neither did Canada Cat. And you know what? Lag wouldn't even have known I was a streamer either until I joined his Discord. And he messaged me. He actually messaged me himself and said, are you a streamer? And I said, yeah, I am a streamer. And he says, you're so humble because you don't, you don't promote it. And, I don't do that. It's just not right. So the final match that we're going to get is Pete Dunne versus Kushida. And this is another match that has the potential to steal the show. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be the match that starts the show, which is a good thing because they can set the pace for it. And so I'm really looking forward to this match too as well. And we'll see what happens. You're probably going to see Kushida win this one only because they're pushing him. I think he's going to probably be the next one in line for another match, either against Gargano or he may challenge Walter for the NXT UK title. So that's just my opinion. I may be completely off on that one. But, so that's night one. Night two takes place on Thursday, and it's going to be on the Peacock Network. About what, Logan? About your, oh, I see. Are you talking about, and the funny thing that the bullies don't know is when I have braces on my legs and a walker, I can walk. Yeah. Yeah, I did see that. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, you know, bullies are what they are. And, unfortunately, when I was in school, um, it wasn't called bullying. It was more picking on and all that type of stuff. And, you know, I can't go back and change what happened to me. And no different than you can change what happened to you. The only thing we can do as good people is try to move past it. And it's a difficult thing. It really is. Like I said, the bullying caused me to have anxiety and miss a lot of school and all that type of stuff. So the only thing I can do now. There's the birthday girl, Lady Leg. This is for you.
Hello. It's John C.
You had an awesome birthday stream tonight, Lady Leg. It was my honor to be in that stream and to sing happy birthday to you. You and Lag have been tremendous supporters of mine, and and I appreciate that. I really do. Um, I got a little emotional the other night when Lag jumped in my stream. Um, you know, I look up to Lag. I really do. He's a tremendous streamer. I love watching you guys, and yeah, no problem. It was my pleasure to be in that stream and to sing you happy birthday. And like I said, I appreciate all the support you and Lag have given me, and I hope you have a very nice rest of your birthday. Try not to get too tipsy, because I know you probably have to work tomorrow. So I would have been drinking right along with you, but unfortunately I had to get my kids in bed and all that type of stuff. Plus I wanted to be able to stream tonight. But thank you once again for coming in and saying hi. So night 2 is going to be main evented by Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor. We're probably going to see Karrion Kross win the belt, because when he won the belt back in, I believe it was November, he didn't get a chance to defend it. So he was injured, and yeah, I don't blame you. If I was, if my birthday hadn't passed, I would have had a birthday stream. But you know what? Lag made my night by singing happy birthday to me, and it made a lot. It meant a lot to me. So, and every time he plays that Undertaker gong, you don't know how much that means to me. So, so we're gonna see Karrion Kross win this one. Next up, we're going to get a ladder match for the Cruiserweight title unification. So we're going to get Jordan Devlin versus Santos Escobar. Yep, Lag for life. Definitely. I think what we're probably going to see in this match is, I think we're probably going to see Jordan Devlin win this belt. Only because I think NXT right now has too many titles. You know, they have the heavyweight belt, they have the North American belt, they have the women's tag belts, they have the women's heavyweight belt. So I think you're probably going to see Jordan Devlin win this, and he's going to take it over the NXT UK. Because really, all they really have is the NXT UK heavyweight belt and the NXT UK tag belts. So we're probably going to see Jordan Devlin win that. Next up, we're going to get the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. We're going to get The Way versus Amber Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. I think we're probably going to see Ember Moon and easy for me to say, Shotzi, retain the belts and continue to defend them. We're going to get after that, we're going to get the NXT North American title, and whoever wins the Gauntlet Eliminator, which I said Dexter Lumis, he's going to be facing Johnny Gargano, and you're probably going to see Gargano drop the belt. And the reason being, yeah, she's been. You know what? You're not the only one. My buddy Gary didn't know she was down in NXT either, and I think she wasn't doing anything on the main roster, and they moved her back down there, and she never should have been moved up to the main roster. She should have stayed in NXT for a little bit longer. And but I think she's flourished down there, and by putting her in a tag team with Shotzi, it gives somebody for Shotzi to work with, and because they weren't going to put the woman's belt on Shotzi right away. She's going to eventually get it. But I think she should stay in NXT as well, because I think she's just going to get lost in the shuffle on the main roster. So, but I think we're going to see the two of them retain the belt. And then obviously the main event is going to be an unsanctioned match, no rules, no liability. It's going to be Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that Adam Cole's going to win this one. The reason being is this is not going to be the end of this feud. This match and this storyline has been booked similar to there was a storyline back in the 80s that involved Dusty Rhodes and the Four Horsemen, when the Horsemen broke Dusty Rhodes' arm. They attacked him in a parking lot. And that's what this angle reminds me of, because they're going outside the box on this one. They're doing a lot more stuff outside the arena, like the two of them getting in a car wreck when they were chasing each other, and then Adam Cole attacking Kyle O'Reilly at his dojo, and then them doing that vignette that they did last week, which was really cool, by the way. It was produced by Jeremy Borash, who actually produced the Graveyard match. And he's known for producing the stuff with Matt Hardy when Matt Hardy was doing the deletion gimmick, which he's gotten away from in AEW, thank God, because it wasn't working down there. I think the Money Matt Hardy gimmick is a little bit better for him. But that segment was produced by Jeremy Borash, and he does a really good job. And he was on creative down in Impact, and I believe he's part of creative down in NXT. So that was definitely a good call by WWE for picking Jeremy Borash up. Yeah, yeah, it does. I like it when they do stuff like that. You know what also reminds me of back in the Attitude Era when Austin attacked Pillman in his house when Pillman pulled the gun on him. They got a lot of flack for that, but but that was a loose cannon gimmick. Brian Pillman was a loose cannon, so uh, but yeah, it reminds me a lot of that Orton versus Triple H and Austin versus Pillman. It gives you a little bit of realism too, you know, because um, yeah, I met Brian Pillman, and he lived his gimmick. He was a nut job. Um, thank God his son is not like him. Uh, his son is a wrestler too, Brian Pillman Jr. He's a great worker, and but Pillman was good at his gimmick because he lived it. And they say that the best workers out there are the ones that live their gimmicks. Um, I use an example of Undertaker. Undertaker lived that gimmick for whatever how many years, you know, 30 some years, or, whatever how many it is. Um, and, when he was out in public, he would dress up all in black, and, he lived the gimmick. He never did interviews, like he's doing now. He's doing more public appearances and all that, and he's on talk shows. Um, but he lived the gimmick. Who's another one that lived the gimmick? Ric Flair. Ric Flair's a good example. He lived his gimmick too, and look what it did. It made him broke. He lost all his money and all his divorces and all that stuff. So the only match I've seen Pillman Jr. in was him versus Enzo, and he did look really good. Yeah. I saw a rumor, was it last week, I think, that Enzo signed with AEW. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think Logan, you were the one that asked me if I thought Enzo would be good for AEW, and I originally said no, just because he is a loose cannon on the mic, and I was surprised, if it is true, that AEW signed him because of him being that way. But I think he would work better in Impact than he would do in AEW. But at least AEW gets him on a bigger stage. Yeah, yeah. I don't think they reunited on. There's an independent promotion run down in Texas by Teddy Long, and it's called SWE. I don't know if he's the owner of it or if he's just like the figurehead to it, but they reunited on that show. Big Cass interfered or came and saved Enzo, and they reunited on the SWE show. So, and you know what? I think you can see that show on YouTube too. If you just look up SWE Wrestling, they show it on YouTube. So, but yeah, he would have to come with Cass. I think and Cass has gotten himself in really good shape. Yeah, Teddy Long. Um, he did a interview on the Busted Open podcast, and he was promoting SWE. I don't know if he's the owner of it or not. I know Mark Henry has appeared down there. Obviously not as wrestling, but he's appeared in the ring, and Plus, all those guys are from Texas, too. Um, Mark Henry is from down in Texas, and I believe that's where Teddy Long lives, too. So, speaking of Teddy Long, it's funny that his kind of when he was the general manager in WWE for SmackDown, he was always booking tag team matches, and he was like known for booking tag team matches. Yeah, he says he wants one more match, and he's not opposed to doing it in AEW either. Um, he wants to have a match with a younger talent, somebody that he can put over and make a star. I just don't know how well he's going to be. I mean, he was a beast when he wrestled, and he's been out of wrestling for quite some time now. So I don't know if he's working out or not, but he has said that he wants to have one more match. Yeah, that was funny when Taker did that. Taker did a lot of cool angles back then. What was the one where he did another? He hijacked a limo with Stephanie in it too. It's pretty funny. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Looked like my stream froze for a little bit there. Yeah, so he did a lot of cool angles back then. Logan, have you played Call of the Wild since they? Because I know AIM was playing it today. Have you played it since they gave some temporary fixes? And do you play it on PC or do you play it on console? I haven't really played it since the bugs hit. Although I should be playing it because I need to get my money up. I want to eventually go onto these other maps, but I can't go onto the other maps until I have a bigger gun. Yeah, that was cool. They took a lot of shit for that too, because oh man, it was like her being, when they did that to her, but when they did it to Austin, they took a lot of shit for that. When Taker hoisted Austin up and it looked like he was nailed to the cross. They tried doing that in ECW. Raven nailed Sandman to a barbed wire cross. And an interesting fact, I don't know if you know this, but the night that happened, Kurt Angle was supposed to debut in ECW. He was originally supposed to go to ECW. And he wasn't even supposed to be in WWE but because that angle took place, and he got pissed off, and he left the building when Raven nailed Sandman to that barbed wire cross. Yeah, that's big controversy right there. They made Raven break character and come out and apologize to the audience and apologize to Kurt Angle, which Raven has stated that he hated doing because it broke the Raven character. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna play it until next week too, because just because I got a lot going on this week. Um, my whole family's home, and my wife's going to get her second shot tomorrow, and she's got a dentist appointment tomorrow, so I gotta do that. And so I'm not gonna have a lot of time to play. Maybe hoping to get on it this weekend. Yeah, the Raven character was cool. It was, it's just too bad though that Raven he's a drug addict, and I saw him live. He didn't even wrestle. He was just there doing a signing at a local show, and the guy's he's in bad shape. I mean, you can tell that he showed up late to the building, and he was late for the signing. He didn't show up until halfway through intermission, and it was just a shit show. I talked to the owner of the independent show, and he says I'll never bring him back because of what he did. Yeah, Vampiro was cool too. I really thought when they brought him into WCW that his feud with Sting would have had more leg to it, and it would have went on a little bit longer, but it didn't. And then they did that stupid thing where Sting fell from the Titantron and he was on fire and all that in WCW. That was just dumb. Yeah. Well, you know what, Vampiro, what did I read? He has something wrong with him. He's and it's a health issue. It doesn't have anything to do with drugs or anything like that, although he has admitted that he's done drugs. But I think the worst thing that happened to him was when they canceled Lucha Underground. Hey, what's up, Carbon? Welcome in, my friend. This is for you.
Hello. It's John C.
How you doing tonight? Carbon, were you in Lag Stream tonight? I can't remember seeing you there. We had Lady Lag pop into the stream because she saw that I was streaming, and that was pretty cool. I'm doing good. I talked about NXT tonight, night 1 and 2. I talked about the Hall of Fame, which happened tonight. Logan and I are just kind of shooting the shit. My favorite Sting gimmick is the Crow Sting. And the reason being is because the Surfer Sting got him more notoriety, if I say that right. Got him noticed when he was doing his matches with Ric Flair and all that. But the Crow Sting, that gimmick went down the tubes as soon as he won the WCW belt. He should have never won that belt from Hogan. In which that match was a complete shit show because they couldn't decide on a finish. And the Joker Sting gimmick was pretty cool in Impact. It's cool that a guy who can change. Like, for example, like Undertaker went from being Undertaker to the American Badass. It's cool when guys like that can change, change their gimmick. And Sting has been, even though he's still the incarnation of Sting, but he's doing it different, like the Joker Sting or the Wolfpack Sting or the Crow Sting or the Surfer Sting. So, He couldn't go back to being the Surfer Sting now because he doesn't have enough hair to spike. So he's suffering just like I am. Yeah, yeah, that was cool. You're talking about in TNA, right? Because I'll tell you what, Hogan and Bischoff ruined TNA. Bischoff should have went down there by himself. He should have never. He should never brought in Hogan. Because Hogan wasn't in the shape he was when he was in WCW. He even was in the shape in WCW that he was in WWE. He was still, you can tell he was getting old. And by the time he got into TNA, he could hardly walk. And which is a shame. He didn't look too good tonight at the Hall of Fame either. He's got back problems, and I know he says he wants to have one more match. I wanted to ask about the Hall of Fame. Hey, Canada Cat, welcome in.
Hello. It's John C.
How are you, Cat? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. And I'll thank you personally. I messaged you or whispered to you the other night, but I'm going to thank you personally. Thank you for following. It means a lot to me. Yeah, Hogan came out with a replica NWA belt or NWO belt painted, and the belt looked terrible. And he had this painted beard on, and he's just not the Hogan of old. I would rather remember Hulk Hogan. Zaggy, welcome in.
Hello. It's John C.
I appreciate you coming in, Zaggy, even if you're lurking. That's cool. Zaggy's another streamer that I watch, guys. I just started watching, actually. I got introduced to him from Lag. Oh. Alright, everybody that's joining, here we go.
Hello. It's John C.
I want to welcome in Miss Oh No. How are you tonight? I appreciate you joining my stream. We're just kind of sitting here shooting the shit about wrestling. I talked about, I don't know if you are familiar with wrestling or not, but I'm doing good. I stream. I talk about the wrestling shows, so that's where my name comes from, the Wrestling Angle 1, and I talk about the shows. All the shows. Yeah. Yeah, I watch them. I watch all of them. I watch, and they're about to be on every night now. And Monday Night Raw, NXT, Friday Night SmackDown. I actually watch them with my daughter, who is now a fan, which is kind of cool because I can pass my knowledge on to her. Just like I do here in the stream. So, but I appreciate you joining. We're just, like I said, I'm just shooting the shit and enjoying it, or loving that everybody's joining in tonight. This is so cool. What state are you from, Miss Oh No? If you don't mind me asking. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I know Zaggy's from the UK. What was that, Logan? Yeah, he is. Um, he is in there. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen the auto mod pop up in my stream. So you're from Idaho. Oh, well, that makes that makes sense. I don't know anybody from. Well, now I do. Now I have. Now I know somebody from Idaho. Yeah, Abyss is a agent in the back. He is a producer, I should say, not an agent. He's a producer. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate that. I got a sense of humor. Yeah, you're right. You're not going to see Abyss coming back to the ring. He's too beat up. He's from doing all those thumbtack matches and stuff like that. You're not going to see Abyss come back, and he won't. He doesn't own the Abyss character. Impact does. So if he does come back to the ring, he can't use the Abyss. Actually, when he wrestled on the Independents, he couldn't use it either. So you won't see him. You won't see him in a WWE ring. You did see him. He was part of an AJ Styles angle. He was AJ Styles' lawyer, which was kind of funny because he did a lawyer gimmick in TNA, the alter ego of Abyss's brother. I can't remember what his name was. Actually, I think it's his real name too that he used. Oh, Joseph Parks. Yeah, yeah. Joseph Parks was his name. But yeah, you won't see him. You won't see him in a WWE ring. And even if he did come back, and I don't think Vince would use him that way because one, the mask looks too similar to Mankind, and like I say, he's too beat up. Yeah, the 2x4. You beat him up with the 2x4. Too, that goes out to RVD. It's showing that he can. He got inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight too, and I think it's funny that his girlfriend's a porn star. It shouldn't surprise me, but I think it's funny. You can tell that during his speech, he wanted to mention smoking weed so bad. He did a little subtle jokes about it, but RVD is a well-known pot smoker, so which there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with it. They just legalized it here in New York State. Yeah, he looked. His body is in good shape, but his face is fat. It looks like he's put on weight in his face. He can still wrestle. I tell you, one of my favorite moments about Rob Van Dam is when he first won the ECW television belt. He won it here in Buffalo. and my buddy and I were in the crowd, and during the very beginning of the ECW shows, they show Rob Van Dam doing a flip into the crowd onto Bam Bam Bigelow, and my buddy and I were in that shot, and it was pretty cool. I mean, I was going nuts behind them because I'd never seen anything like that before, and the guardrail was so far back for him to jump and do I guess it'd be called a plancha now, but it was a flip back then. Yeah, yeah, it would have been. See, I don't think. Well, have a good night, Kat. I appreciate you stopping by my chat. I'll probably see you on your next stream. I love watching you, Canada. Or I love watching you, Kat. Have a good night. Um, and thank you for that follow, Miss Oh No. I appreciate that. No problem, Zaggy. I appreciate you stopping by. And have a good night. So we were talking about Rob Van Dam. Yeah, he was one of the rumored names to being signed. The problem with that is I don't think Tony Khan wants anything to do with Van Dam and his pot smoking. That's why a lot of these companies won't sign Sabu either. You know, I would like to see, if he's going to go to AEW, I would love to see him go with Sabu and they could be a tag team. But unfortunately, Sabu's pretty beat up too. And that's that same. He was at that comic book convention that I saw Bischoff, Nash, and Hall, and he looked in bad shape. And his girlfriend is in even worse shape. She just had her leg amputated. Sabu was way ahead of his time. I remember watching him in the early '90s on the Independents, and he obviously made a name for himself in ECW. He made a name for himself over in Japan too. But unfortunately, doing all those barbed wire matches really took a toll on his body. And he was on an independent show too that was here in Buffalo, and he got busted open really bad. And this was before the liquid stitches, and he actually used super glue to close his wound, which I don't think is really that healthy, but whatever. Yeah, I think that's why you've been seeing Ray in tag matches with his son, because I don't think he can. I don't think he can wrestle like he used to. You know, if you look at his move set, he's got certain moves that he does, and being in tag team matches really limits the wear and tear on the body. I hope it's not true, because Ray is a real pioneer. I remember watching him in ECW too. His matches with Psychosis before they signed with WCW, and then obviously his match that he had with Eddie Guerrero in WCW. was phenomenal. But yeah, I hope he's not retiring. At least not until he goes in the Hall of Fame, which hopefully is next year. I would actually love to see him in AEW. You know, the one guy that I'm really sad is retired is Jushin Thunder Liger, who went into the Hall this year. And Liger was an innovator. He was totally an innovator, and his matches with Brian Pillman back in the early '90s they were phenomenal. Yeah, um, yeah. The match itself was good. The storyline was a little hokey, but the match they had for the custody was really good. But you know what? Too, I don't believe Eddie Guerrero ever had a bad match. I'm from his time in Mexico, with teaming with Art Barr, to his time in ECW, WCW, his Japan. He was a little known fact is that he was Black Tiger over in New Japan, and that gimmick has been passed down. And Rocky Romero, who was huge over in Japan, uh, is trying to reestablish that gimmick because it was handed down to him. Yeah, that was um, yeah, that was good. Yeah, having Vicky help Ray was good. Um, because you never would have thought it. Because obviously everybody knew that Dominic was Ray's son. Although I would love to know where he gets his height from, because it's not from Ray. They must get it from their mom. But the custody storyline thing was kind of hokey, but the match itself was really good. I miss Eddie Guerrero. I mean, he was a phenomenal wrestler. It's just too bad he got mixed up in drugs and all that stuff. Yeah, I like a lot of his stuff that he did in Mexico. He wrestled under a mask in Mexico. Both him and Art Barr. They were the Los Desperados. I just spit water everywhere when you said that. What was that? What made you spit water, Logan? What they could have done was have a Dominic on a pole match. That would have been funny too. That's what Vince Russo was known for doing, like a pinata on a pole match, or Judy Bagwell on a pole match. Oh yeah, his height. He must get it from his mom, because uh, Ray obviously is little, but you'd never know it by the way he wrestles. Yeah, he was an innovator, and I wish I wish they would have never taken the mask off him in WCW. I think that although he's had a phenomenal career in WWE, I think it ruined his WWE debut because, like I've said in the past, Lucha Libre is huge down in Mexico, and they take that shit seriously when it comes to losing the mask. And I think it damaged him by having them take the mask off in WCW. Plus, he was there right up into the end. You know, he wrestled the night that WWE bought WCW too. So, well, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm kind of getting tired. I got to get up early in the morning to help my wife. So, Logan, I want to thank you for coming into the stream tonight and keeping me going, my friend. It's always good seeing you in chat. Come back on my show on Thursday with my buddy Gary. I think you get a big kick out of him and his views on wrestling. So, and I can have you guys interact with him. So tonight, I've gained a couple new followers. Miss Oh No, Beef Stew, Eat My Stew, which was he was in Lags. I actually gifted him a sub in Lag stream tonight. And then Z Assassins followed me while I wasn't streaming. So, yeah, I agree. It was the Benoit thing hit me harder than Eddie's, because and I've told this story before. My daughter was born on the day that they did the tribute show for Chris Benoit, and then obviously WWE had to retract everything that they said, and they basically removed him from WWE history because of what's gone on with with him killing his family and stuff like that. So it's very sad. It's even sadder the fact that he killed his son as well, but obviously he wasn't in his right mind. That's another reason why WWE has banned the flying headbutt. It's no longer allowed to be used. Actually, you don't see a lot of people using the headbutt anymore. And because of that reason, because of the concussion thing. So, but Logan, I appreciate you stopping by. Stop by again on Thursday for me, and you can meet my buddy Gary. Thank you for keeping me going in the stream, my friend. It was good seeing you in Lag stream as well. I want to thank Lady Lag for coming in, Canada Cat, Zaggy DK. These are Miss Oh No, Logan Matthew Berry, Carbon. Let's see who else came in. Eli Williams came in tonight. I appreciate that. Yeah, Drew's the only one that's used a headbutt. So, but Logan, have a good night. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. My next stream is going to be Thursday night at 9 o'clock when my buddy Gary comes in. If you get a chance, check out his podcast. You can check it out on Spotify, and any place you can get your podcasts. He runs the Husky Heroes and Healthy Heroines podcast. Basically, is a what do they call it? A variety streamer, a variety podcaster. So check out his stream, and I will see everybody on Thursday night. And have a good night, guys.